Hello, folks. Good evening.
Hello.
How do you feel today? How was your day today?
Teacher, I'm tired, but I'm here.
And that's the most important, right? That I think that all of us are tired, right? So, but the most important is that we're here, right? So, folks, in this second session in elaboración de materiales educativos, we're gonna discuss some definitions, some theories about teaching materials and teaching aids. Okay, so we're gonna be at a certain point quite short. If you participate a lot, if all of you participate, okay. So our topics in this session that we're gonna discuss are the definition of teaching aids. So the importance of teaching aids, the types of teaching aids. This means that we're gonna see some sort of teaching aids that we can use in the classroom and some strategies to help students develop critical thinking. Okay, so the main objective of this session, folks, is to highlight the importance of teaching aids in the classroom and to identify those types of teaching aids that we can use, that we can create, that we can design in ESL classrooms. Okay, so let's see, let's continue. And we're gonna start with a discussion. And we have a question. What are teaching aids for you?
Um, Teaching aid could be material used by a teacher to give instruction or to simulate the interest of students in the classroom, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. At a certain point, you're right. Those are materials, right? The teacher can design for developing and to make a more interesting class and to be motivated to the students, right? Good, Allison. So another opinion, what do you think about teaching aids? What are these for you?
Me, teacher.
Yeah, speak louder, please.
Hice la llamada
Okay.
porque nos estamos en este tiempo por videollamada con mi hermano en
Teaching
sesión.
are
Hice la llamada, pero yo todavía estaba muy fuerte.
that support teaching and learning process in education, teacher.
Yeah,
Is my point.
yeah, that's
My
right.
opinion.
Yeah, thank you, Jordan. So do we have another volunteer to express what are teaching aids?
Me, teacher.
Yeah, of
I
course.
think that teaching aids can be a combination between visual and some resources that we can use to help us to teach in the classroom.
Right. You mentioned something important that it's visuals, right? So we have visual aids and we have audiovisual aids as well, right? So those are gonna be questions that we're gonna discuss after these. Okay. The last opinion about this one. Do you think that teaching aids are strategies or techniques?
I consider that no we about audiolingual can be used like a strategy. I'm not sure because when the class about pedagogy, we talk about the different oh, strategy or method. I have a confusion. I know, teacher, sorry.
Yeah, but audiolingual, as you mentioned before, it's a method, right? It's an approach that we can use, especially for developing listening and speaking as well. And you can use some materials, right? Or some visual and audiovisual aids when using this approach, audiolingual. Good. So we can also say, folks, that teaching aids are the strategies and techniques used to make learning more interesting for students in various ways, right? So, and it is here where the teacher use different teaching aids to make their students listen attentively, okay? So let's continue with another question. Let's see. And I would like to listen to those haven't spoken yet. What are audiovisual aids? So easy.
Films, documentaries,
Yeah,
uh,
go ahead.
and videos.
Yeah, that can be an example, right, of visual aids, audiovisual aids, videos. Okay, good. What else? But how would you describe it?
Audiovisual aids are the material that we can use with listening and pictures. We use a combination between the both things.
Right. Another volunteer to express something different about it?
And also are visual materials that help people understand and remember information shared in an oral presentation.
Yeah, that's one of the main purpose when using audiovisual aids. It's to make the learning easier to the students, right? So, and as you know, audiovisual aid, folks, involves the use of audiovisual materials, as Alison was mentioning, like videos, films, documentaries. But with why we use all of these one? So the purpose is to enhance the process of teaching and make the learning easier, right? Much easier for the learners. Good. Now let's move on to the next question. So here, folks, we have the different types of visual aids, as you can appreciate on the screen. We have different types of pictures that I would like to listen to you describing some of them.
I see kind of a speaker, so I think the first one would be like recordings, like when we want to assess maybe grammar topics and we just play the audio and they, fill in the gaps or whatever they have to do with the recordings. I
Yeah,
think that's the
probably
first.
is that, right? Thank you, Andrea. Thank you for your participation. So another student that wants to talk about the other pictures that we have there.
Teacher, for example,
Yeah, go ahead.
The second image, we can appreciate, we can see a slide the presentation It's like a PowerPoint. For example, is like a presentation. The teacher is explaining about any topic. And for example, in a presentation, we can contain text, image, graphic, or
Yeah.
or other information in a presentation.
Okay, thank you, Jervin. Thank you. Let's move on to next question. What do you understand by visual teaching aids, folks? According to that picture, how would you describe that? What are visual teaching aids for you?
Visual teaching aid teacher is the material that we can put or show in the class, but we can hear, only repeat the word that we hear.
Okay, good. And remember that the focus of this one is to improve clarity, where the teacher relies on visual aid for teaching and use materials, right? As you were mentioning before. And some of the materials that we can use here, we have, for example, graphs, charts, models, diagrams, etc., right? So in this case, according to the picture, which kind of visual teaching aids the teacher is using in the classroom?
It seems like a presentation, PowerPoint, Canva, whatever kind of presentation. But yeah, it seems like a presentation.
Do you think that that is being seen through the tablets that each student has, or?
I don't see anything in the screens, but probably this is something that has to do with I mean, given the chance to maybe perform some activities, like I have had some
Yeah.
students, for example, that are not allowed to have the cell phone on their desk or anything. However, if they need to do any kind of activity related to what I'm presenting, then I allow them to use the cell phone. So I think that maybe that's something that they need to hand out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Andrea. Let's see another question. Let's discuss another question. How do you think audio teaching aids can help learners?
The audio can to help develop the skill of listening in the student.
Okay, thank you, Nayeli. Thank you very much. What about Marilia? Marilia Castellan, how do you think that audio teaching aids can help learners? Jacqueline, what do you think about it?
Okay, I think that audio teaching aids help learning to improve the pronunciation about a word that we have some doubts about the pronunciation. Also, we can increase our listening and put in practice our critical thinking, because we can think, okay, remember when in English we have different sounds, and also we have
Yeah.
in someone, and sometimes we make some mistake when we listen some words. And when we use audio teaching aid, we can improve our listening and we can increase our vocabulary.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And as you know, folks, that audio aids also involves the use of audio to help students learn, right? And they help in learning languages where communication and listening are important. The two important skills, okay, that we have here. And the auditory learning makes the student develop their listening skills. Remember that in some previous classes, we were discussing the types of skills and some tips how a student can develop the active listenings, okay? So let's move on. Okay, folks, as a conclusion, what do you think about teaching aids? Why do you think that teaching aids are so important?
In my opinion, teachers are important because we can use a combination between audio and visual, because when we make all the classes in the same way, it's boring for the learners. And we can change for example, the teaching plan of the day, and ay, ¿cómo decir esta palabra? I don't remember the word. Okay, we can have a different way to teach English.
Right, especially to change those ways when the teacher relies on textbooks, right? That is traditional method, right? Good. Another opinion, the last opinion to conclude this.
I think that there are also, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, go ahead.
Well, I think it's a good strategy to improve the acquisition of knowledge students, because it's not only about instruction.
Yeah.
We have material supporting the instruction that we want to transmit to the students.
Yeah, that makes sense. Folks, we can also say that teaching aids help a lot to make learning attractive. Instead of relying on, as I told you before, that some teachers rely on textbooks and blackboards and whiteboards for teaching, right? So the teacher should make use of other interesting teaching aids, to encourage their students. As we know that nowadays technology helps a lot, right, in making learning easier, right? So nowadays, studying using technology is so easy, right? And it has introduced a lot of new teaching aids, which is consist or assist the process of teaching. Well, folks, this has been all in this session related to teaching aids. Remember that we have a task, we have a homework in the session number 2. So you can read the materials related to this that we were discussing to here. And you can read a lot. You can read more about this one. The documents are on the session number 2 on the platform. And also you will find the task, the homework that you need to fulfill with that, right? If you don't have any question, folks, that would be all. Okay, have a good night.
Teacher, I have a question about the last task.
Yeah.
And the last homework, we are going to do a PPT, a PowerPoint.
Right. You're gonna send to the teacher and you'll be ready for presenting as well.
Okay, and the link we are going to paste in the PPT. Or no?
No,
Or-
no, the PowerPoint presentation has to be delivered to my WhatsApp.
Okay,
Or you can also upload to the platform there. It doesn't matter.
okay.
Okay.
Thank
Teacher,
you.
I have a
Good
question.
night.
Okay. Bye bye, folks.
Teacher,